But what if you're looking for a club with a little bit more of a British influence? Well, one team that might fit the bill might be Everton, a team that has a fierce rivalry with Santiago Wanderers and was named after the club from Merseyside were touring through South America in the early 1900s, and the teenagers that formed.
I wish I'd watched this before I'd taken the job. Yes, hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our first proper episode of our FM21 beta save, Nothing Lasts for Everton. Now, if you haven't seen the intro already, well, I've just popped a little card up there so you can go and have a look at it now, just to explain that other little intro you just saw. So yes, I fooled everybody. You thought I was going to manage Everton, when I am in fact going to manage Everton. As you can see up here, it's Everton de Viña del Mar of Chile in the Chilean Primera División. By the way, I'd just like to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to FM Llama for letting me use this clip there. Also to Rocks End FM, who provided me with those Spanish clips in the intro, and to Old Lady Plays, who was the fixer for the whole thing. So here we go. The fresh-faced 32-year-old dodgy gamer, as you can see, takes over at the Sausalito. Okay, 2-year deal worth £1,800 a week, replacing Javier Torrente. So, who exactly are Everton de Viña? If you want to know a little bit more about them, of course, go and check out FM Llama's guide, lowdown, I should say, to Chilean football. Well, they're a team in Chile, 2-star reputation, not one of the bigger teams reputation-wise, and our prediction is 11th for this season. We have won the first division in the past, as most recently as 2008. Bit more success back in the last century. One-time winners of the Chile Cup back in 1984, and a couple of times winners of the Division B. Finished 11th last season. We'll enter the Cup at the second round. We've got the history there. Good youth facilities. I mean, we're not going to be here long, because, nothing lasts for Everton. And we've got a nice training ground, all that kind of stuff. We're affectionately known as Los Ruleteros, of course. And a fierce rivalry with Santiago Wanderers. Nice. So they want progress on and off the pitch. They want us to sell players for a profit. So it's that kind of club, keeping the wage budget. Whoa. That's a bit of a jump, isn't it? This season they want us to avoid relegation. All right. Next season, qualify for Copa Libertadores. That's like, okay, don't get relegated, but next season we want you qualifying for continental competition. Well, we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're here. We're in the game proper now. Now, of course, I'm not going to go through a lot of this opening salvo of content because I have done a first look video, albeit just a quick setup with Manchester United. You can check that video out in the description and up there in the card. So I'm just going to go forward to our first league game so we can have a closer look at the squad and get straight into some action. Okay, so here we are. We've jumped ahead to February 2021. Of course, Chile is one of the leagues with the way Football Manager has approached the coronavirus pandemic in the game. This is one of the leagues where normally you'd get that option. Do you want to start the league in 2020 or 2021? But because of, a lot of uncertainty and restructuring of competitions this year, they've just put the 2021 option in. Now, I did end up telling a small fib there. I said we were going to come back for the first game of the season. We're actually coming back for the second game of the season. Why? Because the second game is against Colo Colo, the biggest team in Chilean football. So we might as well show you that game. Not much in the way of pre-season friendlies. There was another pre-season friendly, but that counted as being at the end of the previous season, and it's now disappeared from my fixture list. Okay, we played Everton, our namesake Everton. They're actually an affiliated club, believe it or not. I'll show you that page in a moment. So they came all the way over to Chile to play us and beat us 2-0. It was a bit of an easy stroll in the park for them. You can see here the rating's not very good. On reflection, probably not the best choice for first opponent. We did then play Pachuca, Mexican team, who are also an affiliate club. We have quite a few of their players in our squad on loan, and we absolutely stuffed them. 5-2, and that second goal for them coming quite late in the game. You can see it here on 85 minutes. We had Walter Gonzalez, who I'll tell you a bit more about in a minute, who scored 2 goals on loan from Pachuca. And then we got to our first league match, Huachipato. I made that sound Japanese for some reason. We beat them 2-1, and a fantastic result this was, because they were heavy favourites before the game, but we took it to them. They were actually lucky to get a goal at all, and again it was late. It was 90+4 for them. Walter again. Cuevas is a bit of a star on the left wing, plays a good inside forward role, and you can see from the stats up there in the corner how well we dominated the game. I've mentioned Walter a couple of times now. Is where I perhaps made a little bit of a mistake with the way the game's set up now. What I usually do, especially with the beta, or with a brand new game of Football Manager, I will often disable the first transfer window. Why do I do that? Well, because I figure the game comes out in October, November, as it was this year, and all the transfers are kind of reflecting what the current situation is in real life. So, and it also speeds up the pre-season. So I don't make any transfers. I don't allow any transfers for any clubs, and we get straight into the season with the squads they're supposed to have. Thing is, Walter is here on loan. He was on loan for the 2020 season. So he played the first league match, and then I got a news item that he was returning to Pachuca. I tried to extend the loan, but then I got a reminder that all transfers are disabled for the first transfer window, so well done me. We'll just have a quick look at the squad. I mean, there are no real household names in this team. One of our stars, team leader, locker room leader, Johnny Herrera, 39-year-old goalkeeper. Unfortunately, he's injured for this game. He is wanted by a club in the UAE, Al Wada, who are actually prepared to pay something like £1 million for him, but no transfers at the moment, remember? We've got a couple of older statesmen here as well. You see some 34-year-olds. We've got Christian Suarez, also wanted by the same club in the UAE, so 34 years old, but very good player still. We've also got this guy, Carlos Lobos, who is on loan from Pachuca and has stayed on loan from Pachuca, thankfully. Deep line playmaker, a role I always love to have in my team. And this guy has impressed a lot so far, Juan Cuevas, so 32 years old, but very effective in that inside forward role. He has been so far. So you see a goal and an assist and a player of the match in the first game. But the only other player of note, also on loan from Pachuca, also in his 30s, Argentinian, Christian Menendez. So he's going to be playing now in place of Walter. So both ourselves and Colo Colo won our first games. Colo Colo, though, beat Unión Española 6-0. So we go into the tactical meeting. They're expecting we're going to come up against a 4-4-2. They want me to make changes to the team. I'm not so keen because I've already picked them. They want us to go very defensive. They told me to do this in the last game. And, it wasn't necessary. Very similar setup here to what I was doing in Football Manager 2020. Just, I put this together and so far it's worked. So we've got Santelices as our sweeper keeper. Suarez and Echeverria as our centre-back pairing. So one ball-playing defender, one central defender. Wing-backs on support, Zuninga and Rodriguez. Lobos as our deep-line playmaker. Madrid as our box-to-box midfielder. I was playing as just a straight-up central midfielder here in Football Manager 2020. Madrid is nice and skillful, though. Lots of cheeky back heels. I like it. Sanchez is our advanced playmaker in the support role, looking for him to get into the box and get some goals. As I said before, Cuevas inside forward. We've got this Sebastian Pol on the right, although, he's kind of in on a rotation at the moment, and Menendez, Christian Matias Menendez, leading the line up front. So I think this is going to be here for the first few games of the season. They're concerned that they're not familiar with the formation, but Christian Menendez is happy that his move into channels is going to be useful in this tactic. So I guess that's the new version of the pre-match tactical briefing. I kind of like the fact now that it's all there together in the Matchday experience, so you you kind of finalise the formation and the instructions, you get that option to just make tweaks for one match or to make permanent changes to the tactic, and then you get into that feedback from the players, but you don't have to go through such a lengthy conversation. I mean, I didn't mind the conversation last time. I mentioned in a few of my videos that I saw it as useful for getting across specific strengths of your tactic that you wanted to take to the opposition, or weaknesses in the opposition that you wanted to exploit, but we'll work our way around this. So into the dressing room. We are the underdogs indeed. So I'm going to put my hands on my hips, nice kind of neutral position, facing the team, facing up to them. We're the underdogs, but let's go out and cause an upset. We're going to tell the attackers, got faith in you, make a difference. I do like the fact that we can still do, I've got faith in you guys. Ooh, tunnel interviews. I removed these, I just told in the settings in Football Manager 2020, I said I don't want any of them. So John Herrera misses out due to injury. These things happen. It's up to the squad to make sure we don't miss him. I get no body language options here, just positive, neutral, negative. Transfer window slams shut in just a few days. The transfer window, nobody can do any transfers. Pay attention to the rules of the game. Come on. Isn't looking likely, I say. Sebastian Bull's lack of match fitness. How long can he last out there? He's good to go. Carlos Lobos, I trust him. And here we are in our stadium, ready to take on the biggest team in Chile. What a way to start the season proper. Let's see if we can pull off another upset win. Right, so put Demand More shout out there because we've had no highlights, all in the first 20 minutes. Not many shots, we've had one. They've had one. XG is, as a result, very low. What a game to bring you for the first proper match of the series. Well, in the end, 7 shots. Only 2 of them on target between the two teams. That is, and notable events. Yeah. Looks like they're sitting a bit deep. They're keeping the ball in their own half a lot. We're just not getting much of the ball at all. This is an awkward one because they were heavy favourites. Assistant manager is saying, we're not doing badly. I'm thinking, though, that we need to be doing better. But let's pump the fists and say let's continue to work hard. That didn't really work. There's a lot more to come from you guys, and you guys, and you guys. Okay, so let's take a look at the tactics a bit. I mean, do we want to try to be more direct? Penetrate, hit them on the counter-attack more? I think we do. So let's go more direct and up that tempo. I'll tell them to regroup just so we keep a bit of discipline. We'll get the ball out to the flanks. And now I've got my left back overlapping. Getting it out to the flanks should be a bit more effective. Ooh, a highlight, finally. But it's Colo Colo who are coming forward with the ball. Good clearance from our defence. But again, Colo Colo pick it up to recycle possession. They're holding onto the ball very well. I've seen that in the match stats, if not the highlights. So we've got to find a way to, get it off them and make a quick counter. Oof, decent effort. Header at the far post from the cross, but goes wide. Okay, could this be an attack for us here? We've got the ball, we've got the opportunity to build. I've just hit Demand More, so let's see if we get a reaction. Lobos with the ball. Suarez, good, nice little bit of interplay through the middle. But let's get it out to the flanks, boys. But it comes to Sanchez. Sanchez with the shot. Oh, I thought he'd scored for a second there, but it was a good save from the keeper. Let's have a look at the corner now. Cuevas is going to knock this one in. But Colo Colo deal, and now they've got the break. Oof, no, it doesn't turn into a highlight, but a good chance from us there. That's the kind of thing we need to be doing in this game. Now, it's again the ball with Colo Colo. They're trying to build patiently from the back. We're told they play a bit of a tiki-taka style. So, I think we've just got to hit them with quick counters when we can get hold of the ball. And this looks like we could have one now. Good. Lobos has picked it up. Good awareness from him to get that ball. Driving forward now on the run. Plays it all the way back to Rodriguez. Deep cross from him. Pole with the shot. Ooh, but he was offside, so we don't get the corner. But that was good play. I like it. Right, we're into the final few minutes. Some of the players looking a bit nervous and apprehensive now. Cuevas hasn't had a great game. it would seem, built him up that much, and he's only on a 6.3. So, although he's a weaker player, we'll bring on Contreras, get a bit of pace and youth out there, and the same logic behind Robles coming on. We'll give them the team talk. I got faith in you boys. Uh-oh, they look apprehensive as well. Not a good sign. Right, so we'll tell them all to calm down a bit. Hopefully that's going to work. We're into the final few minutes. We're going to make a final substitution. I mean, 0-0, not the most exciting result, but we've got to bear in mind that this is Colo Colo. This is the biggest team in the history of Chilean football, and we are currently holding them to a draw. 3 minutes of stoppage time it is then. Are we going to hold on for the point? Yes, we are. In the end, a fairly even game. They had more shots, but we had more shots on target. Our XG was a bit better. They dominated possession, but we had some good chances in that second half. You can see the story of the XG, that we kind of shot ahead of them in that second half. So a decent performance all round. I'm happy. Just playing the big teams, just not to lose. So everyone thought we'd get beaten today. Great result though. Now they all look inspired and motivated. That's the job of the manager. We've got a post-match interview. Juan Manuel Insurralde had a great match, didn't he? I don't comment on individual performances, and that's the only thing they're going to ask me about. Well, bloody hell. Anyway, we are 5th in the table at present, so good positive start that we've got to be happy with. Colo Colo labour to a draw. We were apparently the more content of the two teams with that. I think we could have snatched it though. But let's see, we've got another toughie coming up in the next game. Unión Española, one of the big teams here. We've got Palestino coming up. Audax Italiano. Universidad Católica. Wow. We are really getting the tough games early in this season. I'm just going to play now through a host of matches. We've got the Cup coming up mid-season, but we'll just see how far we get. Santiago Wanderers, remember, they were down as our rivals, so maybe we'll come back for a rivals clash for the next episode. I do hope you've enjoyed that first game proper from me for the Football Manager 2021 beta, even though it was not the most exciting game, just a 0-0 draw. In the context of our opponents, I think it was a pretty fine result. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We've got lots of content coming up during the beta. Not only this save, but we've got some more guides coming up to different clubs, different challenges, different leagues you can try, and my guide to international management as well. For now, I'm Dodgy Gamer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.